Hello, everyone. My name is Glenn. Welcome to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. Man, listen, I know you're still mad about not qualifying for the Champions League, but after having some time to rest, some time to relax, some time to think about it, listen, it's been a good season for us. It's not been an incredible season. It's been an okay season. We have improved since last campaign. We are back in Europe either way, maybe the Champions League, maybe the Europa League. This season, we had to wait like 12 days before watching every Arsenal game. We had to wait some time, 3 weeks before we watched an Arsenal game. It was tough. It was tough. But at least next season, we'll be back in Europe. And after 9 months, after a whole entire season, we are finally at the end, our last game of the campaign against Everton. Everton, by the way, Everton have beaten us in the last 2 games. They beat us earlier this season 1-0. 1-0, was it 1-0? It was a very, very tough result. I think it was 2-1 or something. It was a tough result for us. And at their place, last season as well, they beat us 2-1. And also at our place, in fact, it's 3 games they've beaten us in the last 4, I think, which is not good for us. We don't have a good record recently against them, but the one good thing we could say is Everton are already safe in the Premier League. So will they really give their all in this match? I don't think so. So will we give our all in this match, or does it expect Tottenham to beat the living hell out of Norwich, which I do expect? We want Norwich to beat Tottenham. I've always been a big fan of Norwich. I've always loved Norwich. I really hope they can beat Tottenham. But just imagine if they beat Tottenham and we still end up losing to Everton. That would be painful. I might have to disappear from this entire platform for the next 1 year if that happens. Norwich beats Tottenham, but we still lose to Everton. That would be painful. If Norwich beat Tottenham and we beat Everton, that would be amazing, getting back to the Champions League. Yes, I started the video by saying it's been a good season, but it could be a better season if we can get that Champions League. Everton, even though they've already survived the Premier League, it's not going to be an easy game. The likes of Richarlison still in the team. Calvert-Lewin, a player we've been linked to. Cossy has been talking about him. Cossy is in the chat, by the way. You can say hi to him. Hit the like button as well. This channel is 150 subscribers away from 38,000. So if you're new, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Everton is not an easy team. The likes of Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, a guy we've been linked to, Iwobi, a former Arsenal player, has been playing really well in the last few games. Obviously, the likes of Andre Gomez in midfield, they are a good team. So if you're not careful, we could end up losing the game. And last season, we ended the season by winning the last 5 games in a row. We've lost 2 games in a row now. Even if Tottenham, we hear that Tottenham are leading 4-0 at halftime against Norwich, we don't really want to lose again this game. If we lose this game, that means we've lost Tottenham, Newcastle, Everton. That will be 3 losses in a row at the end of the season. You don't want to have that in your mind throughout June, July, and August. Imagine we actually lost the first 3 games of the campaign. You don't want to lose the last 3 games of the campaign as well. That is a bad start and a bad finish. We don't really want that. And the truth is, this season we've been losing a lot of games in batches. Like we lose 3 games in a row, and then we win 5 games in a row, and then we lose another 4 in a row, and then we win 6 in a row. That has happened a lot this season, like 4 different times, in December, in August, in January, when we are losing the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. We don't want it to happen again right now. We don't want to end the season with 3 defeats in a row. So no matter what happens in the Norwich-Tottenham game, we definitely have to get 3 points here just to finish on a high. And we also never know. If Norwich do the job for us, by the way, you all have to wear green and yellow this weekend. We are all supporters of Norwich. It would be amazing. So let's get to the team news. Let me know what's your prediction for this match. Let's get to the team news for Arsenal against Everton. Obviously, you are focusing on Arsenal. Before I get into what my lineup would be or what the starting lineup should be for that game, let's start with the team news. So the big one is that Thomas Partey returns. But the question is it too late? That's the truth. Is it too late? Did we already miss him enough? As Partey's absence already cost us Champions League, it looks like it. So this season, Partey has missed 13 games. That is not good enough for a crucial player in our team. 13 games is a lot. When Partey misses 13 games, Tierney misses 10 games, and then Tomiyasu misses 13 games as well. And then you consider the likes of Saka being subbed off. I think Saka's been subbed off like 3 or 4 times this season with an injury or a knock. There's a time Smith Rowe missed out in December as well. Ben White recently has been missing a couple of games. And then you add the red cards onto that, the games Xhaka has missed, the games Gabriel has missed, all those players who've been sent off this season. That is a disaster. those are crucial positions in the team. Or the 3-4 different positions you need your players to be fit the entire season. The goalkeeper has to be there the entire season for you. The spine of the team, the goalkeeper has to be there. I'm glad that Ramsdale, apart from missing the first 3 games when Leno was still playing, Ramsdale has only missed like one other game, which is very good. We've always had him in the team. That is definitely good. You also need your centre backs to be there throughout. That is Ben White and Gabriel and whoever is going to be there next season. You need them to be there throughout. And I'm happy that Ben White has not really missed a lot of games with injuries, and Gabriel, apart from red cards, has not really been injured this season, which is good. But you also need your midfielders to be fit throughout. And that is Thomas Partey, and he's never fit throughout. He was not there for the first 3 games, and then he played a few games, got subbed off by the 70th minute. I remember, I think, the Liverpool game or something. And then in January, he went to the AFCON. He missed the FA Cup games. He missed Carabao Cup games. He missed the Burnley game. And then he came back, and then he played like 10 games in a row, which I was very happy. And then after the international break, that's why I hate international breaks. Because they were playing a very big game, Ghana versus Nigeria. And he played both of those games. And after returning, guess what? The first game, he picked up an injury against Crystal Palace. He got subbed off, and we've never seen him since. That is 10 games in a row we've not seen Thomas Partey. And that is the most important position where you need your players to be playing every single game. And unfortunately, he's been injured. The other position where I really like my player being available, but it's not like as important as the goalkeepers, the midfielders, the centre backs, is my striker. If my striker can play all 38 games in a season, I'll be very happy. But obviously, I don't mind rotation in that position. If a striker can play 30 games and then get rotated for the others, that's fine. But when you start looking at our invincible season, Thierry Henry played 37 games out of the 38 in the invincible season. Yes, Van Persie used to get injuries. I know you don't like hearing about Van Persie. Even though he used to get injuries, he used to be there for the crucial games. Even someone like an Adebayo, despite some injuries, he used to be there. You could depend on them. But this season, we've had a lot of problems with our strikers as well. Lacazette, Aubameyang, different issues. Nketiah has not been playing. We've had a lot of trouble. So the news is that Thomas Partey has returned, but as I said, is it already too late? There's no reason for him to return to training right now because it's only one game. So I can only believe that if he's returning to training and already training seriously, we can see him in this game. Obviously, some of us have already given up on top 4, but I don't think that it has given up. Obviously, the managerial team still have to give the team confidence. The team still has to believe that they can finish in the top 4. We have to trust the likes of Norwich. And back in 2016, if this helps, Newcastle were relegated and they were playing against Tottenham on the final day, and they actually beat Tottenham by 5 goals. That was 6 years ago. Newcastle had already been relegated, just like Norwich right now, and they beat Tottenham 5-1 that time. Can Norwich do the same for us? I'd be very, very glad if they can. So Thomas Partey, we might not see him from the start tomorrow. We might see him from maybe the last 20, 30 minutes as reported by Eduardo. So Thomas Partey's return, we might definitely get to see him tomorrow, which should be very good for us. I'd like to see him, even though it might not help, as I said, but I'd be happy to see him at least to be ready for the preseason. You need him ready for the preseason. The last season, he was not even ready for the preseason. I think he played against Chelsea in the friendly, and then he went off until like September, which is not good for us. So Thomas Partey is the first news for today. Thomas Partey returns. So again, before I get into the team news and into the actual team that I'd go for, there's a couple of players I wanted us to talk about. Could we be seeing these players for the final time in the Arsenal team or the Arsenal squad this weekend? Let's start with Leno. This could be the last time we're seeing Leno in an Arsenal squad. He definitely could leave at the end of the season. So we might have already seen Leno's last game in an Arsenal shirt. I think it was against Aston Villa or something. But could we be seeing his name, Band Leno, for the last time in an Arsenal squad? It could be the last time we're seeing Band Leno. It also could be the last time we're seeing Rob Holding. Rob Holding has just returned from the red card he picked up against Newcastle. Oh my goodness. If only he didn't pick up that red card. That was the most silly red card you can pick up. And I have to say he's one of those players who cost us that game, even though, is it against Newcastle, against Tottenham? Sorry. That was the most silly red cards you can pick up against Newcastle. I think we'd have had a chance if we had 11 men on that day against Tottenham. So really, really unfortunate. But this could be the last time we're seeing Rob Holding in the team as well. This could be the last time we're seeing Rob Holding in the Arsenal squad. I was one of those people who was saying, I want Chambers gone, Holding gone. But to be fair, before the red card, he did play a couple of games very well for us. So I'm happy with that. But is it time for him to leave? I guess so. Saliba could be returning. He could be leaving. Cossy did a video about Saliba earlier on. You can go and check it out. But could be the last time you're seeing Holding? I think so. So Leno Holding. Another player that we could be seeing for the last time is Cedric. A lot of you do not like Cedric. He's been all over the place the last few games. It could be the last time you're seeing him. He's been here since January of 2020, where he came in on loan, and then at the end of that campaign, that COVID campaign, he got a new contract, and he's still been here until today. He does play okay some games, but most of it is a disaster. Like, I see one of the corners he takes, I'm like, how can you take a corner like that? Some of his free kicks are terrible. Some of Cedric's free kicks are terrible. Positioning is unbearable sometimes. It's so easy to dribble against him. Like, if you put someone like Son or Azaha on that wing, he's going to have a nightmare. So if you are to ask me 5 qualities Cedric brings to the team, I would struggle to give you those 5 qualities. So this could be the last time we're seeing Cedric. It could also be the last time we see Mohamed El Neni in an Arsenal team. The contract situation is still going on, but we're not sure if he's going to sign a new contract. We could easily see him leaving Arsenal this summer as well, Mohamed El Neni. So it's not just one player, it's like 10 players we could be seeing for the last time. El Neni has done okay for us in this crucial part since Partey's injury. He did well against Chelsea, did well against Man United, but against Tottenham, against Newcastle, you could see he'll not give you everything you need. He'll give you the basics. He'll not give you the extra spice that you need to get top 4. So El Neni, it could be the last time. It also could be the last time for Lacazette. We could be seeing Lacazette for the last time. So could Arteta give him a start? Could it be? We've seen a lot of Man United players, the likes of Cavani, Mata, being told goodbye by the fans. Rudiger could be he's playing the final game for Chelsea this weekend. Could also be Lacazette's last game. We could be saying goodbye to him this weekend. We're not sure if he's going to sign a new contract. Speaking of contracts, Edin Nketiah, you get the point. We have a lot of players we could be seeing for the last time. Edin Nketiah is the other one. Could you be seeing him for the last time this weekend, or will he sign a new contract? We still have to wait and see. Again, another player just like El Neni, who's done okay 70% of the times, but you could see against Tottenham, against Newcastle, we needed something extra. And the one who we are not sure is going to leave, but something inside me tells me we could end up seeing him leave, is Nicolas Pepe. Nicolas Pepe recently got a new agent. Why has he got a new agent? Is it because he's planning to leave this weekend, this summer? Sorry. Is it because he's planning to leave this summer? That is an interesting one. So could we be seeing Nicolas Pepe for the last time this season, for the last time in an Arsenal shirt? Last campaign, he ended the season very, very well. He scored a few goals at the end of the season, but this campaign, he did well at the AFCON for Ivory Coast, but since returning again, it's been benching after benching, and every time I see him play, it doesn't really convince me that he's the answer. So we could be seeing Pepe for the last time as well. Those are a lot of players we could be seeing. You can add Xhaka. He was linked to the move away from Arsenal last campaign. Could you be seeing for him for the last time as well? Very, very many players we could be seeing. So it's going to be interesting to see which kind of team Arteta picks tomorrow against Everton. Martinelli, I'm expecting him to start, but let's get the team news. Let me see what you guys are saying, and then I can go to the team news. How are you? Polite, saying hi to Cossy. Is it polite or polite? It's polite. It has to be polite. Ollie, how are you? Ollie says, come on, Norwich. Yes, we are all Norwich fans this weekend. Cossy's in the chat. He's saying we will be cheering Norwich. Absolutely. Anu says, good afternoon, Glenn. Good afternoon. So let's go to what our team could be looking like this weekend. So tomorrow, actually. In goal is definitely very easy. Let's just put Aaron Ramsdale there right away. As I said, this could be Leno's final appearance. So could we really see him? I don't think so. Ramsdale has picked up 12 clean sheets this season, which is very good. 12 clean sheets, considering he did not play in the first 3 games. He also missed a couple with injuries where Leno had to deputize. I think Ramsdale has done. I think Ramsdale has done well for himself. I really do think Ramsdale has really done well for himself. In terms of best signings this season, for me, he would be in the top 5 best signings this season in terms of the Premier League. No one expected him to be this good. Yes, over the last few games, he's made a couple of mistakes, but if you're to judge him the entire campaign, it's really been so good. Ramsdale has been so good. Leicester game, the Leicester City game, we could have lost it away from home. Another game that he saved us was even Tottenham and Newcastle. Newcastle could have scored like 5-6 against us if it wasn't for Ramsdale. So Ramsdale has done very, very well for us, and I have nothing to say about him. Tottenham game at home, that is another fixture where he was absolutely brilliant. So let's see how he does in this one. I think he'd have been up there fighting for second or third in terms of clean sheets. Only 4 goalkeepers are above him in terms of that. Alisson, Ederson, Lloris, and Mendy are the only goalkeepers to pick up more clean sheets than him. And I think the reason for that is because the likes of Partey and Tierney and Tomiyasu have been injured. I believe we would have had more. So Ramsdale will definitely start in goal. At left back, I think we'll definitely go for Tavares. I mean, I don't think he will be sold this season. I know many people don't like him here. A loan could be a possibility. We never know. But no one expected Tavares to come in this season and get us top 4. He was just coming in as backup for Tierney. And that is exactly what he has been. We didn't expect that much from him this campaign. And we're going to have to see again how he plays. The preseason will be very crucial to see how Tavares develops. His first full campaign with Arteta, his first full season with the Arsenal players. But now heading to the second one, you have to start showing improvements and showing a few more qualities. Because someone like Pepe, I remember when Pepe came in the first season, we said, you know what, it's just the first season. And then the second season. And then this is the third season, which is ending. Has Pepe really showed enough to convince you that he'll be the next, I don't know, Jose Antonio Reyes, the next Nasri for us? I don't think so. So Tavares, we have to see something in this game. He's been a calamity sometimes when he's been playing. Against Newcastle, his foul throw cost us a game. You don't want to see that as I don't know. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 14 or 10 or 55 or 80. You cannot make a foul throw that costs you a game in the most crucial game of the season. That is not acceptable. So I'd not even be surprised if they drop him, if Arteta drops him. So Tavares will start at left back, mainly because we don't really have that many players in that position anyway. Tierney is injured. At right back, Cedric, could we be seeing him for the last game, as I say? And this could be Cedric's last Arsenal game. I really don't think he'll be here next season. I don't see why he needs to be here next season. Bellerin, do you remember Bellerin? Bellerin could be returning next season as well. He was out on loan. Bellerin is returning. I'm not sure if he's going to be sold. Maitland-Niles is returning. I don't know if he's going to be sold as well. So that is going to be very interesting. All those players can play at right back. But Cedric starts again. He'll be up against the likes of Richarlison, the likes of Andre Gray. It's not Andre Gray. It's Demarai Gray on that wing. It's going to be, again, very interesting to see how he copes with that. If the final decision will be like, if he gets dominated in this game and we end up losing 3-1, then it's very easy for Mikel Arteta to just let him go this summer. If he plays well, it doesn't mean that Cedric will be our right back next season. But again, do we really have anyone else to play in that position? Tomiyasu went off injured again last campaign. Let's see how that one goes. So Cedric starts at right back, Tavares starts at left back. Centre backs, Rob Holding is back. Rob Holding is back, but I don't think he'll be risked again. I don't think he'll risk starting him again. He cost us the Tottenham game, got a red card very early in that match, and we were basically in trouble. So at centre back, I'm going to go for Gabriel. Gabriel is definitely going to start, and White. Gabriel is definitely going to start over here. Let's see. I know he got injured last game, and he also got subbed off some match, but he will definitely be playing in this one. Not definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if Holding starts, but I'm going to go for Gabriel to start. Gabriel starts at left back, and then at next to him will be Ben White, a player who's been criticized a lot by most of you, some very harshly. I don't think Ben White has had a terrible season for us. Yes, he's not returned the entire 50 million that we paid for him, but I rather have Ben White in the team than Mustafi. I rather have Ben White in the team than Socrates. I rather have Ben White in the team than Kolasinac. I think he's done better than all of those players who were to do for us this season. So imagine if Mustafi was in the team this season, we would have not been fourth or fifth this campaign at all. So I'm happy to have seen him doing well this campaign. In fact, we'll probably do a player rating show with Cossy at the end of the campaign, but spoiler, I would give him something like a 7 out of 10 this season. I think he's been okay. Stats wise, if you watch the game, if you don't, if you listen to pundits and you listen to Arsenal fans who are always critical, you'll think Ben White is the worst defender who's ever played for Arsenal, but he's not. He's not. If I was to make a list of the top 6, top 7 Arsenal players this season, he would be there for me. And in terms of defense, if Tomiyasu didn't get injured, Tomiyasu and Ben White would be up there. So that is how I expect the defense to look like, mostly because we don't really have anyone else apart from Holding and a few youngsters. So Ramsdale in goal, Tavares, Gabriel, White, and Cedric. In terms of the midfield, so it's probably going to be, let me change the formation. It's going to be a 4-2-3-1. So 4-2-3-1. Yeah, it's going to be something like that. So obviously, Xhaka will start once again. One thing I admire about Xhaka is the ability to play every single game. Grant Xhaka can play in every single game. So that is the one thing I love about him. Xhaka can play in every single game. Xhaka has to start at central midfield, defensive midfield, because he can't do anything at all. Next to him has to be Mohamed Elneny. Elneny has to start next to him. Obviously, again, another player we could be seeing in the last for the last match. Sorry, guys, give me just 1 minute. Let me just check something here. Sorry guys about that. So we expect Elneny to start here. Mohamed Elneny. So you have to put Mohamed Elneny there. Another player we could be seeing for the last game this season. Sorry about that. I had to confirm something. So Xhaka and Elneny in midfield next season. I definitely do not want us to start the campaign with those two in midfield. We need something extra. When I see other teams with McGinn and Douglas Luiz in midfield, when I see other teams with, I don't know, maybe Bissouma and someone else in midfield, I feel really jealous, to be fair. So Xhaka and Elneny, I hope this is the last time we're seeing that partnership in our midfield. We definitely need something in that position next campaign. We cannot go with those two at all. So that is how the midfield could be looking. In front of them, I think Arteta will definitely bring back Martinelli. I think Arteta will bring back Martinelli in that position. Smith Rowe last game, I absolutely love Smith Rowe. But in the last game, he was absolutely non-existent. He got dominated on that left wing. Saint Maximin and Almiron are just messing around with our wingers and right back and left back. So Martinelli starts once again. I think he's had a good season. Many people are complaining about Martinelli not starting games at the beginning of the season and the end of last season. This season, right after he got injured, Smith Rowe, Martinelli has done his job. Martinelli has definitely done his job. He scored a few crucial goals this season as well. So I'm definitely going to put Martinelli there. At central attacking midfielder, obviously it's going to be Odegaard. Smith Rowe is another player who can play there, by the way. I actually did say I'd love to see Martinelli up front, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, and Saka all starting together. Or even if you start with Nketiah, I'd still love to see Smith Rowe as the number 10. So Odegaard has played every single game. Odegaard has played in every single game for us. He rarely gets subbed off, even when we are losing, when we are winning. So I think Odegaard has done pretty well this season for us as well. I was one of those fans who wanted Maddison instead of Odegaard, but I think he has done well for himself as well. At right midfield, Bukayo Saka, my goodness. Bukayo Saka, I feel like we have overworked Bukayo Saka way too much. This guy literally, we depend on him. If you watch some games, the way you just usually use the right wing, especially when Martinelli is not there, we just use the right wing. Give Saka the ball. Give Saka the ball. Give Saka the ball. That is definitely something we need to sort out. And that is another reason why I've been very mad at Pepe the last 3 seasons. Yes, we can say he's not been starting games, but every single time he starts, if he starts Saka the next game, Saka will do 10 times more than Pepe will do for you. Let's be honest. So that's why I've been really mad at Pepe. He's one of the reasons why we are having to depend on Saka that much. If Pepe was the 70 million Pepe we signed, Saka would not have been playing every single game. Saka would have been playing today, gets us 2 goals. Pepe starts tomorrow, does a good job for us as well. That should have been how it's supposed to be. That should have been how it was supposed to be. What have I just said? That is how it was meant to be. That is what I was supposed to say. So Saka starts again at right wing because the game is top 4 is still not yet done for us. So I think he'll start. And then up front, Lacazette could be the last time in an Arsenal shirt. Nketiah could be the last time in an Arsenal shirt. So let's see how it goes. Eddie Nketiah starts here up front. I think Eddie Nketiah is the one who's more likely to start instead of Lacazette. Eddie Nketiah is the one who's more likely to start instead of Lacazette. So I think Eddie Nketiah he's done well for us those couple of games. Last game, we could see we definitely need something. Yes, Jacques and El Neni have been okay, those games against United, Chelsea, but as I said, I don't want to see that midfield starting next campaign. And same with Nketiah. Nketiah's done okay, but can he really take us to the next level? Let's be honest. No. I don't want him to be sold. I don't want Eddie Nketiah to be sold, but because we especially have a lot of games next season, we'll probably have a lot of Europa League games, FA Cup games, Carabao Cup games again. So I wouldn't mind seeing him in the team. He'll have a lot of games to play. Maybe not the Premier League. I still think we need a lot of other players in the Premier League. So let's see how he does in this final game. So just to do a recap, Ramsdale in goal, Tavares, Gabriel, White, Cedric at right back, Xhaka, El Neni, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Nketiah. And then probably on the bench, you'll see the likes of Smith Rowe, Lokonga. Lokonga could be another one you could see playing. You never know. Another one is Rob Holding. All those players, you could be seeing them for the last time. El Neni, Holding, Cedric. It's going to be interesting. So that is how I expect the lineup to be. Let's just hope we win. Let's just hope we win. Even if Tottenham win their game, let's not end the season with 3 defeats in a row. Let's not do that at all. So Gift says Gunners. Slab, sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Puki the hat-trick against Spurs, you'd love to see it. I'd love to see a hat-trick against Spurs. Crazy Puki all the way. Yep, 100%. So that is how I expect the team to line up. As I said, Everton, in terms of Everton, they'll still give us a challenge. Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, they'll still give us a challenge. I do expect them to score as well. I'd not be surprised if they score 2 goals against us. And on the final day, it usually has a lot of goals. You usually see 5-4s, 4-3s, 3-3s, 2-2s. You usually see a lot of games with a lot of goals. So let's see if that happens again. I personally, I'd go for a 3-2. I'd go for a 3-2 win. And then let's just hope Norwich do the job for us. Barua says, I think Holding will start. I mean, after what he did against Tottenham, can we really be sure? I don't know. The only reason he could start is if Gabriel is not 100% fit and there's no need to risk him. That is the only way he could start. But again, I don't even think he's going to be here next season. For me, to be fair, I rather go for a player who's definitely going to be here next season. So I rather have one of the youngsters because in my mind, I know Tottenham are going to beat Norwich anyway. So I don't think a win will be a difference for us. So Holding starting, I don't think so. So that's it, though. You could be right. But in terms of that lineup on screen, maybe the most changes we could see is 2. Maybe that Holding one, and then probably Lokonga. I would not be surprised if Lokonga gets a start in this one as well. So that is the team news. Partey has returned from injury. Partey is back. He will be on the bench probably for this one. He'll probably come on. Holding has returned from the red card as well. Could we be seeing him in this one? It's going to be interesting as well. So my name is Glenn, hosting for Cossy's Arsenal podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button. The channel is so close to 38,000. We will be back later with more transfer updates and more team news. The game is tomorrow. We'll be back with the match build-up and the match reaction, the final player ratings of the season. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.